On a quiet, unassuming planet called Earth, a group of brilliant scientists, engineers, and military leaders had been secretly working for decades to develop advanced technologies, far beyond what the rest of the world knew. They were preparing for a day that they knew would eventually come. First contact with the vast galactic empire that ruled over countless worlds and civilizations. The team was led by Dr. Sarah Thompson, a renowned physicist whose groundbreaking research had unlocked the secrets of faster-than-light travel. Alongside her was Commander John Parker, a decorated military officer with a keen strategic mind. Together, they had assembled a talented and dedicated group, all united in their mission to ensure that when the Galactic Empire finally arrived, Earth would be ready. In a heavily guarded and isolated research facility, the team worked tirelessly, designing and building a fleet of powerful spacecraft equipped with advanced weaponry and shielding technology. They knew that the Galactic Empire, with its centuries of technological superiority, would eventually discover Earth's existence and attempt to bring it under their control. Dr. Thompson and her colleagues were determined to prevent that from happening. They had studied the Galactic Empire's history, its political structures, and its military capabilities, and they had developed a comprehensive strategy to defend their homeworld. The foundation of their plan was a fleet of spacecraft that could match, and even surpass, the technological capabilities of the Galactic Empire's own vessels. These ships were outfitted with powerful particle beam weapons, advanced shielding systems, and sophisticated electronic warfare capabilities. The team had also developed a network of satellites and automated defense systems to provide early warning and support for their fleet. As the years passed, the team's efforts bore fruit. Their fleet of spacecraft, codenamed the Guardians of Earth, grew in size and capability, and their defensive network became increasingly sophisticated. They conducted regular training exercises, honing their skills and preparing for the inevitable confrontation with the Galactic Empire. Meanwhile, the rest of the world remained blissfully unaware of the monumental preparations taking place. The government had agreed to keep the project a closely guarded secret, fearing that any premature discovery could provoke a disastrous response from the Galactic Empire. Only a handful of the world's most trusted leaders were aware of the true nature of the project, and they had sworn an oath to protect this information at all costs. Dr. Thompson and her team knew that the day of reckoning was drawing near. The Galactic Empire's scouts had already detected signs of advanced technology on Earth, and it was only a matter of time before they decided to make first contact. The team was ready, but they also knew that the future of their entire planet hung in the balance. As the sun set over the research facility, the team members gathered for a final briefing before retiring for the night. They were well aware of the immense responsibility they carried, but they were also filled with a sense of purpose and determination. They would do whatever it took to protect their homeworld and its people from the Galactic Empire's reach. While the dedicated team on Earth worked tirelessly to prepare for the inevitable first contact with the Galactic Empire, the vast interstellar civilization itself continued to expand its influence and control over more and more worlds. The Emperor, seated on his throne on the capital planet of Coruscant, oversaw the expansion of the Empire's borders, steadily incorporating new systems and civilizations into the fold. His loyal governors and generals carried out this expansion, subjugating any resistance with the overwhelming might of the imperial military. Among the Emperor's most trusted advisors was Grand Admiral Theron, a brilliant strategist with an insatiable appetite for conquest. Theron had led many successful campaigns, expanding the Empire's reach and solidifying its grip on the galaxy. He reveled in the power and prestige that came with his position, and he saw the discovery of a previously unknown civilization on a remote planet as an opportunity to further cement his standing within the imperial hierarchy. As the Empire's scouts continued to monitor the activities of the Milky Way galaxy, they began to detect unusual signals and energy readings emanating from a small, unremarkable planet called Earth. The data they collected was puzzling, as it indicated the presence of advanced technology that seemed to exceed the capabilities of the typical pre-spaceflight civilizations the Empire had encountered in the past. Intrigued, Theron requested a personal audience with the Emperor to present his findings. The Emperor listened intently, his brow furrowed in concentration, as the Grand Admiral laid out the evidence and argued that this discovery warranted a closer investigation. If there is indeed an advanced civilization on this planet, we must make contact immediately, Theron said, his eyes gleaming with ambition. The technological secrets they possess could be of immense value to the Empire, and their integration into our great civilization would solidify our dominance over the galaxy. The Emperor considered Theron's words carefully. The prospect of adding a new, technologically superior civilization to the Empire's ranks was indeed enticing. However, he also recognized the potential risks involved, as any such civilization would inevitably resist subjugation and integration. After much deliberation, the Emperor made his decision. "Very well, Grand Admiral," he said, his voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. "Assemble a diplomatic envoy and make preparations for first contact. I want this planet, and the secrets it holds, to be part of the Galactic Empire." Theron bowed deeply, a triumphant smile spreading across his face. "It will be done, my lord," he said, already making plans to lead the mission himself. As the news of the impending first contact spread through the ranks of the Galactic Empire, a sense of anticipation and excitement began to build. The prospect of encountering a new advanced civilization promised the potential for technological breakthroughs and expanded influence. However, few could have imagined the shock that was about to be delivered to the Imperial leadership when they finally made their presence known on the unassuming planet called Earth. The day had finally arrived. The diplomatic envoy from the Galactic Empire, led by Grand Admiral Theron himself, had arrived in Earth's orbit, ready to make first contact with the previously unknown civilization. On board the Imperial flagship, Theron stood on the bridge, his gaze fixed on the small blue-green planet below. After months of preparation and anticipation, he was eager to begin the negotiations and secure Earth's integration into the Galactic Empire. "Hail the planet's leaders," Theron commanded, his voice projecting an air of authority. "Inform them that the Galactic Empire has come to extend the hand of friendship and offer them the opportunity to join our great civilization." The communication officer dutifully relayed the message, transmitting it through the vast distances of space and down to the surface of the planet. Theron waited with barely contained impatience, his fingers drumming against the railing of the bridge. Moments later, the response came, and Theron's brow furrowed in confusion. "The planetary leaders are refusing to acknowledge our transmission, sir," the officer reported. "They are not providing any indication that they wish to engage in diplomatic talks." Theron's jaw tightened, and he turned to face the officer. "Unacceptable," he said, his voice laced with irritation. "Increase the power of the transmission and demand an immediate response. The Galactic Empire does not take kindly to being ignored." The officer complied, sending the message again with greater intensity. This time, the response was quick and unexpected. "Sir, we're detecting a massive energy signature from the planet's surface," the sensor officer exclaimed. "Multiple spacecraft are launching, and their weapons systems are powering up." Theron's eyes widened in shock. "What? Impossible," he barked. "Hail them again. Tell them to stand down immediately or face the full might of the Galactic Empire." But the response was not what Theron had anticipated. Instead of a meek surrender, a clear, confident voice came through the communication channel. "This is Commander John Parker of the Guardians of Earth. We have no intention of submitting to the Galactic Empire. You are not welcome here, and any attempt to invade our world will be met with overwhelming force. Leave this system immediately, or we will be forced to defend ourselves." Theron's face contorted with rage and disbelief. How dare these primitive humans defy the might of the Galactic Empire? He would show them the error of their ways and crush this pathetic resistance with the full power of the Imperial fleet. All ships, prepare for battle. Theron barked, his fingers gripping the railing tightly. We will teach these insolent fools the price of defying the Galactic Empire. As the Imperial vessels moved into attack formation, the stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the Galactic Empire and forever change the course of Earth's destiny. The Imperial fleet, led by the towering presence of Grand Admiral Theron's flagship, moved swiftly towards the small blue planet of Earth. Theron's face was a mask of fury. His eyes narrowed as he surveyed the rapidly approaching human spacecraft. "Launch all fighter squadrons and prepare the main batteries," he ordered, his voice laced with a dangerous edge. "We will show these primitive beings the true power of the Galactic Empire." The Imperial ships unleashed a barrage of laser cannons and missile salvos, streaking towards the human vessels with reckless abandon. But to Theron's shock and dismay, the Guardians of Earth responded with a devastating display of firepower that caught the Imperial forces off guard. Powerful particle beams lanced out from the human ships, slicing through the Imperial fighters and causing explosions that rocked the larger vessels. The human craft darted and weaved with remarkable agility, their advanced shielding systems deflecting the Imperial onslaught. "What is the meaning of this?" Theron roared, slamming his fist against the armrest of his command chair. "How can these primitives possess such formidable technology?" The sensor officer's voice trembled as he delivered the dire news. "Sir, our weapons are having little effect on their shields, and they're inflicting significant damage to our fleet. We're sustaining heavy losses." Theron's jaw clenched, his mind racing to comprehend the unfolding situation. This was not the easy victory he had envisioned. These humans, with their unexpected technological prowess, were putting up a fierce resistance that threatened to upend the Galactic Empire's plans. On the surface of Earth, the main characters, Dr. Sarah Thompson, Commander John Parker, and their team of brilliant scientists and military strategists, watched the unfolding battle with a mix of trepidation and determination. "The Imperial forces are stronger than we anticipated," Dr. Thompson said, her brow furrowed with concern. "But our defenses are holding. We must continue to fight and buy time for the rest of our fleet to join the battle." Commander Parker nodded, his gaze fixed on the tactical displays. "The Guardians of Earth will not falter," he declared, his voice resolute. "We've trained for this moment, and we'll do whatever it takes to protect our home world." As the battle raged on in the skies above, the two sides engaged in a desperate struggle for dominance. The Guardians of Earth, wielding their advanced technology, managed to inflict significant damage on the Imperial fleet, but the sheer size and firepower of the Galactic Empire's forces threatened to overwhelm them. Theron, his pride wounded and his temper rising, ordered his ships to redouble their efforts, determined to crush the human resistance and assert the Empire's superiority. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, as the two civilizations clashed in a battle that would have far-reaching consequences for the entire galaxy. The battle for Earth raged on, with the Guardians of Earth's advanced spacecraft inflicting heavy losses on the Galactic Empire's formidable fleet. Grand Admiral Theron, his face contorted with rage and disbelief, watched helplessly as his ships were decimated by the human force's unexpected technological prowess. "How is this possible?" he snarled, his fists clenching tightly. "These primitives should not possess such power." The sensor officer's voice trembled as he delivered the grim news. "Sir, we've lost over a third of our fleet. Our weapons are simply not effective against their shielding and defensive capabilities." Theron's jaw tightened, his mind racing to comprehend the situation. This was no longer a simple matter of subjugating a new civilization and adding it to the Galactic Empire's dominion. These humans had somehow managed to develop technologies that rivaled, and even surpassed, the Empire's own. The realization sent a chill down Theron's spine. If word of this spread throughout the galaxy, it could potentially undermine the Galactic Empire's standing and embolden other worlds to resist integration. He could not allow such a catastrophic outcome. "Divert all available power to our shields and weapons systems," Theron ordered, his voice laced with desperation. We must break through their defenses and bring this planet to heel. The Galactic Empire cannot afford to be humiliated in this way. The Imperial fleet redoubled its efforts, unleashing a barrage of concentrated firepower that strained the Guardians of Earth's defenses. Dr. Sarah Thompson and her team watched with growing concern as the human ships took heavy damage, their shields beginning to weaken under the relentless Imperial assault. "We can't sustain this much longer," Dr. Thompson said, her brow furrowed with worry. "We need to find a way to turn the tide of the battle before our forces are overwhelmed." Commander John Parker, his face etched with determination, nodded in agreement. "Then it's time we revealed the full extent of our capabilities," he declared. "Activate the experimental weapons and prepare to counterattack with everything we've got." As the Guardians of Earth braced for their next move, the Imperial fleet continued its onslaught, determined to break the human resistance and assert the Galactic Empire's dominance. But Theron and his forces were about to witness a display of power that would shake the very foundations of their interstellar civilization. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, as the two vastly different civilizations clashed in a battle that would reverberate across the galaxy and forever alter the course of history. As the battle between the Guardians of Earth and the Galactic Empire's forces raged on, Dr. Sarah Thompson and her team knew that the time had come to reveal the full extent of their technological capabilities. They could no longer afford to keep their secrets hidden, for the very fate of their planet hung in the balance. "Activate the experimental weapons systems and target the enemy fleet," Commander John Parker commanded, his voice unwavering. "We must show them the true power we possess." The Guardians of Earth ships unleashed a barrage of devastating energy beams and missile salvos, catching the Imperial forces off guard. The powerful attacks tore through the enemy vessels, causing massive explosions and crippling their defenses. Grand Admiral Theron watched in stunned silence as his fleet was decimated before his very eyes. The humans' advanced technology had rendered the Galactic Empire's weapons virtually useless, and he realized that his initial assessment of this planet had been woefully inadequate. "How is this possible?" Theron growled, his fingers gripping the armrests of his command chair. "These primitives should not have access to such destructive power." The sensor officer's voice trembled as he delivered the grim news. "Sir, our ships are being overwhelmed. We're sustaining catastrophic damage, and our retreat options are limited. We're being pushed back." Theron's face contorted with rage and humiliation. He had come to this insignificant planet expecting an easy victory, only to be met with a level of resistance that threatened to shatter the Galactic Empire's reputation for technological superiority. As the battle continued to turn in the Guardians of Earth's favor, Dr. Thompson and her team knew that the time had come to reveal the truth to the world. They could no longer keep their decades-long effort to prepare for first contact a secret. "People of Earth," Dr. Thompson's voice echoed through the communication channels, reaching every corner of the planet. "For years we have been secretly developing advanced technologies to defend our world against the threat of the Galactic Empire. The time has come to share the truth with you all." The world watched in awe as the images and footage of the ongoing battle were broadcast, showcasing the might of the Guardians of Earth and the technological prowess that had been hidden from the public eye. "We are not alone in this universe," Dr. Thompson continued, her voice carrying a sense of both pride and trepidation. "The Galactic Empire has come to our doorstep, seeking to subjugate our world and take control of our resources. But we have prepared, and we will not surrender without a fight." As the news spread across the globe, the people of Earth were filled with a mixture of fear, awe, and a newfound sense of unity. They realized that their world had been on the brink of a confrontation with a galactic power that they had never known existed, and that the fate of their civilization rested in the hands of the brave individuals who had been working tirelessly to protect them. The revelation would forever change the course of Earth's history, as the planet found itself thrust into the center of a galactic power struggle that would reverberate across the stars. News of Earth's hidden capabilities quickly spread across the Galactic Empire, causing a profound shock and fear among the Imperial leadership. The devastating defeat of Theron's fleet at the hands of the Guardians of Earth had shaken the very foundations of the Empire's confidence in its technological superiority. The Emperor, seated on his throne on Coruscant, summoned his most trusted advisors and generals to an emergency council. Theron, his pride wounded and his face etched with frustration, stood before the Imperial court, recounting the events that had unfolded on the distant planet. "This cannot be allowed to stand," the Emperor declared, his voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. "The existence of a civilization with such advanced capabilities poses a grave threat to the stability and dominance of the Galactic Empire. We must act swiftly to protect our interests and regain control of the situation." The other Imperial leaders nodded in agreement, their brows furrowed with concern. They had all heard the reports of the Guardians of Earth's devastating firepower and the ease with which they had decimated Theron's fleet. The prospect of a new power challenging the Empire's hegemony was deeply unsettling. "We must reassess our expansion plans and the allocation of our resources," one of the generals said, his voice grave. "If these humans possess technology that can overwhelm our military might, we must be prepared to confront them on equal footing." The Emperor's gaze swept across the assembled council, his expression hardening. "Then that is precisely what we shall do," he declared. "Redirect our focus to research and development, and prepare our forces for a potential conflict with this newfound adversary. The Galactic Empire cannot afford to be caught off guard again." Back on Earth, Dr. Sarah Thompson and her team watched the unfolding events with a mixture of trepidation and determination. They knew that the revelation of their advanced capabilities had irrevocably altered the balance of power in the galaxy, and they were bracing for the Galactic Empire's inevitable response. "They won't take this lying down," Commander John Parker said, his eyes narrowed. "We've made our stand, and now we must be prepared to defend our home world against the full might of the Imperial forces." Dr. Thompson nodded, her expression resolute. "Then we must continue to push the boundaries of our technology and strengthen our defenses," she said, her voice betraying no hint of doubt. "The future of Earth depends on our ability to stand firm against the Galactic Empire's ambitions." As the Imperial leadership scrambled to reassess their strategies and the people of Earth grappled with the knowledge of their planet's newfound role in the galactic power struggle, the stage was set for a confrontation that would have far-reaching consequences for the entire universe. The Galactic Empire, shaken by the unexpected display of Earth's technological prowess, knew that it could no longer afford to ignore the existence of this newfound power. The Imperial leadership, led by the Emperor himself, dispatched its most skilled diplomats to the distant planet, tasked with the delicate mission of opening negotiations. Grand Admiral Theron, his pride still smarting from the humiliating defeat at the hands of the Guardians of Earth, was selected to head the diplomatic envoy. Though he harbored a deep resentment towards the humans, he recognized the gravity of the situation and the potential consequences of failure. As the Imperial ships descended upon Earth, the people of the planet watched with a mixture of trepidation and cautious optimism. Dr. Sarah Thompson and her team knew that the negotiations would be crucial, as they would determine the future relationship between their world and the Galactic Empire. "We must approach this with great care," Dr. Thompson said, her brow furrowed with concern. "The Empire will not be willing to simply accept our independence. We must be prepared to navigate a delicate diplomatic landscape and find a way to protect our autonomy." Commander John Parker nodded, his gaze fixed on the approaching Imperial vessels. "The Guardians of Earth stand ready to defend our home," he said, his voice resolute. "But we must also be open to the possibility of an alliance, if it means securing a lasting peace and safeguarding our future." The diplomatic talks began in a tense and cautious atmosphere, with both sides carefully maneuvering to protect their respective interests. The Imperial envoys, led by Theron, made it clear that the Galactic Empire would not tolerate Earth's continued independence and demanded the immediate integration of the planet into their interstellar civilization. However, the human leaders, emboldened by their recent victory and the knowledge of their advanced capabilities, refused to submit to the Empire's ultimatums. They argued passionately for their right to self-determination and the preservation of their sovereignty. Tensions escalated as the negotiations reached an impasse, with both sides unwilling to compromise. The threat of a renewed conflict loomed large, and the people of Earth braced themselves for the possibility of another confrontation with the might of the Galactic Empire. But as the talks dragged on, a glimmer of hope emerged. The Imperial diplomats, recognizing the strategic value of forging an alliance with Earth, began to explore the possibility of a mutually beneficial agreement. The prospect of gaining access to the humans' advanced technology and incorporating their military prowess into the Imperial forces proved too tempting to ignore. After weeks of arduous negotiations, a breakthrough was reached. Earth and the Galactic Empire agreed to establish a new era of cooperation, with the humans retaining a significant degree of autonomy and the two civilizations engaging in the sharing of technological advancements and military resources. The news of the historic agreement sent shockwaves through the galaxy as the balance of power shifted and the Guardians of Earth found themselves at the forefront of a changing galactic order. The historic agreement between Earth and the Galactic Empire ushered in a new era of cooperation and shared technological advancements. The once humble scientists and engineers who had dedicated their lives to preparing for first contact now found themselves at the forefront of a changing galactic order. Dr. Sarah Thompson, the leader of the Guardians of Earth project, stood alongside Commander John Parker and their team as they signed the treaty with the Imperial diplomats. The weight of their achievement was not lost on them, as they recognized the immense responsibility they now carried. "This is just the beginning," Dr. Thompson said, her eyes shining with a mixture of pride and determination. "Our partnership with the Galactic Empire will open up new opportunities for our planet, but we must remain vigilant and ensure that our autonomy and values are respected." Commander Parker nodded in agreement, his gaze sweeping across the assembled diplomats and military leaders. "The Guardians of Earth will continue to play a crucial role in shaping the future of our world and our place in the galaxy," he declared. "We have shown that we are a force to be reckoned with, and we will use that power to protect our people and forge our own destiny." As the news of the agreement spread throughout the Galactic Empire, the reactions were varied. Some Imperial leaders viewed the partnership with cautious optimism, recognizing the potential benefits of collaborating with Earth's advanced technology and military capabilities. Others, however, harbored deep resentment towards the humans, unable to accept the idea of a formerly primitive civilization challenging the Empire's dominance. Grand Admiral Theron, in particular, struggled to come to terms with the turn of events. His pride had been shattered by the humiliating defeat at the hands of the Guardians of Earth, and he saw the new alliance as a personal affront to his legacy and the might of the Imperial forces. "This is unacceptable," Theron growled, his fists clenching tightly. "The Galactic Empire should not be forced to negotiate with these upstart humans. We should have crushed them when we had the chance." The Emperor, however, recognized the strategic value of the partnership and the potentially far-reaching consequences of maintaining a hostile stance towards Earth. He silenced Theron's protests with a stern look, making it clear that the alliance would stand, no matter the personal feelings of his commanders. As the dust settled and the new era began, the people of Earth looked towards the future with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. They knew that their world had been forever changed, and that the Guardians of Earth would continue to play a pivotal role in shaping the course of galactic events. For Dr. Thompson, Commander Parker, and their team, the journey had come full circle. What had started as a secret, decades-long effort to prepare for first contact had now blossomed into a partnership that would redefine the balance of power in the galaxy. They had risen to the challenge and proven that Earth was a force to be reckoned with, and they were determined to use their newfound influence to forge a better future for their homeworld and its people.